Welcome to Exploring the Rabbit Hole with your host, Nobody. This will be our second episode. We have named this episode... Oh, well, I don't even know what we named it. Let's go check. Okay, well, we know where the phone is. And it must have filled up on info because it stopped recording. I was recording something. So, welcome to the channel. This is going to be our second episode, and we have decided, and by we, I mean, this isn't for me. I swear, I'm making all of this as a log for my children one day, if they ever wanted to see the cool shit Daddy was looking into and exploring. And, you know, again, one day I'll have all the boat videos and old stuff uploaded again. Or I'll just remake some of the old videos, because I can't reload them, I can't find them. But anyways, back to what I was going to talk about. I'm letting my friends choose the topics and how I'm teaching. Well, it actually started, I've had a channel before, and it got... Why don't you concentrate on one thing, like talk to the people? Long story short, I just want to show people what I see and how I see it. And I've learned how to teach people. I've learned how to find the other informations and connect it all. So that's all. I'm just trying to show people. So this was it. Nope, that wasn't it. Exploring the Rabbit Hole, Episode 2. What direction should I take? Here are my ideas, and please add your own. These don't have to be the only choices. So I was asking everybody, hey, why don't you throw another title up there, something interesting, maybe a new theory or conspiracy, and I'll look into it, because that's all this forces me to do. This forces me to do more research, and I love doing stuff like this. This is what I've built my life around. It's what I love doing. It's what I enjoy doing. Hey, Pops, how many hours a day do you think I'm freaking researching?
Oh, quite a bit.
How much is quite a bit? All day, every day for about 5 to 7 years? Yeah. Years. I just haven't stopped for a really long time. This is just what I like to do. This is what intrigues me. Exploring, going places, asking questions. So, as y'all can read, titles don't have to be the only choices. Titles so far: Hidden Truth About Consciousness, How It Connects to Everything, Plants Are Alive, 100% Proof, That Was Suppressed and Hidden, Earth/Heart, What Is It, Mechanical or Organic, Is It Living or Not, or the fourth option was Flat Earth versus Round Earth. Were the other options. And that's because I'm going to show my proofs of Flat Earth, my proofs of Round Earth, give my personal choice, and then I'm going to do other things in that video. And then I put, it doesn't matter, you can choose connected. You can choose all is what I meant to put. I'm sorry to my mud fossils and mud flood friends. That comes later when we are diving deep. So then, as you can see, we'll go to this. Yep, sorry, I know this is already going way too long. I'm stuck between choosing 2 and 1, 2 and 1, and Pablo never responded. He works 2 jobs, so whatever. So I need to make a video now combining the truth about consciousness and how it connects to everything, and plants are alive, 100% proof, suppressed and hidden. So the name of our video will be how do we combine those 2 names? Oh gosh, I already lost it. There it is. Plants are alive, 100% proof, with plants and consciousness are... I'll get it. I know where I'm going to go with that. But so, why the weird intro? Why am I showing you this? Because the way we're going to start, if you had already seen episode 1, I gave the example in both videos, A and B. How crazy would I sound if I said, dude, when you get mad, there's a wall in front of you? Well, that's how we're going to start today. I'm going to start with making you think I'm crazy, letting you, oh, what's going on? And then we're going to explain why in a little bit. Or we can actually start with that. So, I'm going to give 2 examples of what your ego is and what happens. For example, let's sit here, let's try to blank our mind. This is a little test I'm going to give you. I want you to sit there and blank your mind, and the best you can, close your eyes, ignore everything around you, most of your other thoughts, and tell yourself, you're going to live into your 50. Do it, I'll wait. Take a deep breath, ground yourself, calm down, keep your eyes closed, and say it. What was that auto response you had? You were the voice saying you're going to live into your 50. Now you're going to do it one more time and say you're going to live into your 100. To yourself, quietly, eyes closed to your head. and you're just listening to that automated response. You're going to do it a third and fourth time. Third time, you're going to say that you're going to live into your 200. And listen, don't forget, you're telling yourself that. Nobody else or nothing is inside your head but you and your voice. And then the fourth time, you're going to go ahead and say you're going to live into your 300. Go ahead. Close your eyes. I'll do it. I'll even say it out loud as if I'm saying it in my head. You're going to live into your 300. See, I used to get this voice that would come out of nowhere and be like, dude, you're full of shit. It's not possible. But see, it doesn't happen anymore. I don't argue, and I don't have as much resistance to my ego. It actually works for me now. Another example is, let's say you were attracted to someone. Guys should be the most infamous at this. You walked into a bar, you see a chick, you think she's hot, club, doesn't matter where it is, school, whatever, work, and you want to approach her and say something to her. And then you start to. And you take like 3 or 4 steps that way, then you chicken out and turn away. What happened? You were the voice inside the head that made the conscious decision that said, I want that. Why did you not progress it? What voice came in or what thought came in out of nowhere that made you feel incompetent, not good enough, not sexy enough, smart enough, financially stable? Something came in and made you feel less than what you were. You knew what you were the second you decided. With all that being said, though that voice that comes in and makes you feel insecure is called your ego. With that being said, it also shuts off other people's perspectives, ideas, and thoughts while they're talking. If you're a woman, you automatically know what I'm talking about by just an argument with a guy where you're trying to express and they're like, yeah, okay. As you're mid-sentence, you've gotten like 3 words out in a sentence and they're cutting you off. So you really know they're not listening. How the fuck is he hearing what I said when he's not even letting me speak, right? So with that being said, your ego literally comes in, stops your thoughts, and tries to give you personal thoughts or its own personal opinions over fact. It's easier to criticize than to learn new knowledge. It really is. So with that being said, I'm challenging your ego. We're going to start with making you see your ego. And get ready, guys. I'm hoping to mind fuck you right now. I want to brain fuck you right now. I want your shit to explode and just be full of questions. So yeah, I'm going to start weird. I took my friend's advice. I pulled up like the 6 or 7 videos and proofs that I need. From there, you'll all have all the keywords, names, and other things you can search to go ahead and validate this on your own. Again, if y'all wanted 100% unrefutable proof, that would be about 6 to 8 hours on each individual topic, and I would be showing thousands of proofs. We don't really need to do that. I give y'all more than just of the idea, and I'm hoping y'all run with it. So, let's do this, baby. Let's get started. What the fuck is this crazy guy talking about? And I'm sure y'all have seen this up here in the top left, right? Real talking trees. That's where we're starting, baby. Right? And yes, I chose this video for a specific reason. I could have chose some that instantly would explain more, but listen to your thoughts while you watch this.
Right. Daisy and Deacon.
Hey, I need you to unplug your laptop. I am not having that shit happen all night. Sorry, inverter, loud, annoying, and every time I go back and rewatch a video or try to skim through it, and I hear that thing, it's so annoying and so loud. So we're going to try to squeeze this in before our house batteries die. I haven't really ran my generator to charge batteries today. And again, my inverter's always running 24/7, so my batteries never really top off from the solar. So, anyways, back to where we were. Real talking trees. I want y'all to hear everything about this in this video. I don't know if this is going to be a 2-parter or just one long one. Everybody told me it was cool with the long videos, so we might just do one long one tonight and see how that pans out. Y'all get ready. We're jumping down the rabbit hole right now, so there's no turning back. You cannot unsee the scene. You cannot unhear the heard. So if you're fine and comfortable and happy with your reality and the way things are going, X the fuck out. I don't want people to follow me, comment, and all that crap if you're not ready for it. And I don't need followers. I need other leaders. So again, if you're not ready for that, you're definitely going to not be ready for the next steps in your own experience. So just my personal thoughts. Run with it. I'm not trying to be rude or tell people to go away, but I am just saying this. There's no going back once you see things that you can't refute. That thought will always be there, and the more you argue with it because you're unwilling to accept it or research it, you're just going to create more resistance, and that thought's going to haunt you, no matter what it is. So, anyways, continuing forward with that, let's talk to some trees.
Right. Daisy and Deacon. Make the noise, see if the tree will talk to you.
How the fuck does this kid know to make that noise? How does it know to make tree talk? Like, of all sounds, why would you make that? Oh, I muted it.
The noise. See
I'm
if
so
the tree will
sorry.
talk to you. Did you hear that? Right, say it again, see if it'll talk to you again. Right, shh. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I think it's a tree herder.
It's a tree herder.
Yeah.
It's doing it again. Make a noise, Daisy, see if it'll talk to you. It did. Do it again.
Looks like they're talking to the little girl and not the little boy. What's up with that?
Go on, make a noise. Say hello.
I think it's tree beard.
Say hello in tree language. Right, shh. He said hello back. Amazing.
All right.
Right.
Oh, well, just to go ahead and show y'all what was at the end of that video, that is the world's tallest tree right here. If y'all see this tree right here? World's tallest tree, and it's hidden from us in Oregon. It literally dwarfs the entire forest. It's bigger than a redwood by a ridiculous amount. They have it on this protected list so people can't go to it. And then you'll find out what's right around the corner from it, being an occultist place to where they get together and have rituals. And I can pretty much assure you that's not what trees are for, and they don't like this kind of stuff. But that's not what we're here to talk about. So Crazy Guy just showed you a picture, a video of kids talking to trees. How fucking nuts am I, right? I'm going to come out and tell you right now, you can talk to trees. Not only can you talk to trees, you feel trees. They are directly connected to you with everything else here. That's all I see everywhere is connection, but you've been trained to only see disconnection, and that's what I'm hoping to help you see. And what I'm hoping to help teach is how everything is literally fucking connected. So how am I going to prove consciousness of everything? And how do I prove plants are alive off of talking? Well, let's get into it. Now, next step. Hopefully we hear our voice in our head telling us we're full of shit, this guy's crazy, don't listen to him, click out. Next step's going to be a little different. This is learning how to feel your body, to feel what we call truth. You feel truth, no joke. You feel things that are bad, negative, or lies. For example, you're about to be in danger. You'll feel the cold hairs on your neck. You feel it. You feel it. You have felt a girl break up with you before she's handed you a letter. That's disconnection. You have felt everything before it's happened. But they never taught you to feel your body, to understand it, to hear it, to talk with it. Yeah, your body, bro. What do you think your consciousness is? That's an automated system for your body. It used to just be there to help you learn how to ask questions and grow and to protect the body. Like pain. Pain is actually, it's such a good thing. It is just an alarm for the body, letting you know that something's piercing, intruding, or it's not a bad thing. With that being said, when you cause pain in somebody without their consent, that's a bad thing. It's a violation of free will, but we're not getting into that right now. We're getting into feelings. We want you to make sure you feel your body. Anytime you've ever felt like a connection to someone, you've gotten cold chills and you feel it from your gut to the back of your neck to your whole body. It is an uncontrollable energy. It's that energy called love in Kirlian photography. It's when you're producing every energy at one point. Again, chakras are closed on some people. You can learn this. People who've had certain organs removed, that's actually what chakras are centered around. Teeth too. You'll find out that teeth are connected to organs. What the fuck? Why is this not taught in schools? You can actually identify what's going wrong with the inside of your body off your teeth, believe it or not. That's like the mirrored image of what your organs up front. All of this is validated. But anyways, back to feeling. I want you to use your feelings and make sure you're listening to the voice. Now you're doing two different things within yourself while you're learning. Very important. I don't even know why I got this shit pulled up. Like, I don't sit here and stare at myself. I look most of the time right here, random places, but and I don't like that mirror image. So anyways, let's hop into it. The next thing I'm going to show you is the video that we're basing everything upon. I've known of all of this information since I was 13 years old, is when I first downloaded these videos. And when I found this video, probably 4 years later, someone had compiled it all together, and I've watched this video get removed time and time and time again, and it's always easy to track down. Whoever keeps reposting it under the same title. What a brilliant person. Hasn't changed any of the coding in it, nothing. So, what a brilliant person. I'm really proud of you. Thank you, person. You should pat yourself on the back. Congratulations. Thank you. Like, I really thank you. So, oh, we jumped the gun. Can't go there yet, guys. This is where it all starts. The name of this video is called Silent Scream. Whoa! Wait, hold on. Let's go back. I didn't give the name of the other video of the kids. Sorry, it's something I have to do. I have to do it. I have to give all information on who did it. I'm not trying to take claim or praise of anybody. And I'd rather people click and go watch their links and add ads, views, and all that. It is Montgomatron. And the name of the video is Real Talking Trees! ! That way, also, this is on record. This is all third-party information, and I'm not... So, the silent screams of a tree documentary. And let's just go ahead and say it. Silent screams of a fallen tree, science, data, and analysis is what this is. Not a fucking documentary. Because you can't argue with fact. And this, again, was deleted and withheld several times, time and time again. As somebody who was going to college for botany, why I'm obsessed in love with plants, because that's what I like, and I decided to center my mind around forever ago, not for marijuana, not for drugs. I just love plants. I love flowers in specific. But anyways, long story short, as a botanist, I will tell you most of this information is withheld and is not taught in any degree in any school, nor can you find this data analysis. Now, you have to literally go to Japan and China to find these two specific doctors and what they were able to do. And just by you seeing this, you will have a different outlook and view of everything. I don't care if you're into flat earth, this changes it. I don't care if you're into mud fossils, this changes it. In fact, I can give you 3 examples right now, 3 videos that I've just watched earlier today, researching information, we'll do it later, how just they are asking questions, what is this, what is that, to where if they just had this one information of this one Asian couple who conducted these studies in the 50s and 60s, they'd have so many answers. But anyways, enough of all that. Let's jump in and dive deep. We don't need safety gear, guys. You're with me. We're safe. Now, please, in the very beginning, I don't want to have to stop this too much. Just listen very close. Pay attention. Doesn't that sound a lot like that little girl and the echo back from the tree? Listen again. This is where they're going to tell you it's the sound of fiber pulling apart, creating a vibration or frequency. I'm going to tell you that's a voice you just heard. That's why you have cold chills. Wait, I just called you out on something in your body. I'm not there. I'm not inside you. How did I know? Some of you really did get cold chills on an unreal level. Your mouth fell and everything. You felt like you just witnessed death because you did. That is a very old and ancient tree. That is not something that just grew. It wouldn't have a voice. It wouldn't be able to generate its own tone like that. Again, crazy guy, right? I'm doing this on purpose. I hope you all get that. So one more time, so you can try to hear it and feel it again. why I'm waiting till after you had the experience before I said that, is so I'm not manipulating your experience or preconceiving one for you before you step into it. Everything you're experiencing is thought, so I'm a firm believer in letting you have your own free will experience, and then I'll call out my experience after. A lot of people will either match it or they won't. I'm being fully honest up front and disclosing everything to you. Like, one thing I didn't disclose in the last video is we were supposed to watch Acrylic photography for the third time because I forgot to explain to everybody I was Monarch programming, and look, y'all just got programmed. You're not supposed to watch anything 3 times in a row unless it's by your choice, because that repetitive nature will instill that information in your head. It's always in the back of your mind now. So, anyways, I forgot that yesterday. I was going to go through and make a episode 1C conclusion later for the things I missed. Again, I'm learning how to present information and do this for the public and not just for myself. So again, sorry guys, I just want y'all fully disclosed, up to date, know who I am, what I'm about, what my intent is. So. Also, we hope to show you that H2O water, a possibility that possibly the other elements all communicate emotional information, vibration between the other elements, even across vast distances, instantaneously. It is a proven fact that water has a memory. This study, again, is from the 70s, 60s. See, there's nothing new under the sun. All these people making new videos that Kamosha did the water test, that Asian gentleman who got famous for it about 10 years ago. Look, they're admitting it in the 70s. By the way, you'll find out about Baxter here in a second. It is a proven fact that water has a memory, and that emotional information may be imprinted on it by thoughts, words, sounds, even written text. Wow, that kind of tells you what I was saying yesterday about your emotions being carried through water. And we were still speaking hypothetically. I didn't know this. I just don't remember it. Everything water is exposed to, it remembers by changing itself to hold a vibrational copy of the information gathered. Maybe this is why your blood's all fucking water. Maybe that's why we're storing the information in us that we talked about previously. One of my other videos, I don't know. Polygraph is a device used to determine if a person is lied. It works by measuring various changes in the physiology that occur when a person is feeling guilty. One thing that is measured is the change in the skin's ability to conduct electricity. What? So it's not epinephrine, protein B, serotonin, and all these chemicals inside you? Yeah. Believe it or not, if you research it, it's actually like 30% of it's based on your overt behavior, your hands and your gestures and your signals. That's actually what they're watching. They're not just staring at a fucking sheet like they show you in a movie. They're actually watching all these signs. A person gives away a lot of things, a lot of ways. It's not just one. Eyes dilate if someone's lying to you. Girls, guys, don't matter who you're fighting with. You think they're fucking sketch on you. Look them dead in their eye and get as close as you can when you're talking to them in a heated debate, not in a fight. Don't close that distance if you're already both in aggravation mode, but you can tell their eyes dilate. They can't make eye contact. Every 5 seconds looking away, closing their eyes. Again, if they're in deep thought, I do that all the time because I'm hyper all the fucking time and I smoke a lot of weed, so I lose my thoughts. But there you go. That's what a polygraph is. So for the remainder of this test, I'm not going to really talk. I'm just going to let y'all watch it. Again, this is for y'all. We'll go over it later. Not like the other video word for word, because I got a lot of videos to show y'all. I kind of showed y'all how to use information already. The same technology is used to measure the galvanometric response, electrical resistance of a plant as it is exposed to various stimuluses. So again, I'm showing you all this, so if y'all wanted to, y'all go through, do your own comparative analysis, learn things. Y'all have all the keywords and stuff to where you can start formulating your own self. Baxter! Whoop whoop!
Welcome to the Baxter School of Lie Detection. I'm Cleve Baxter, And during the next 6 weeks here in San Diego, you're going to be involved in a very intensified instructional course in the use of the polygraph, or so-called lie detector.
Lead agent for the FBI
In
for
the course of a
20-something years.
career dedicated to investigation for federal and municipal law enforcement agencies, Cleve Baxter has earned a reputation as the world's foremost authority on the polygraph.
The lead, the foremost, above scientist. Nobody can use a polygraph better than this man. He did it for the CIA, for the FBI over 20-something years, and the CIA for in the teen years.
Well, as of February 2nd, 1966, I'd been in the polygraph field full-time for 18 years. And
He discovered this in 66. It was on record by 69.
this particular morning, I'd been working all night in the laboratory and had decided to water a plant in the lab, very similar to the plant here, the Justina Cane plant. My thought was that as the moisture arrived to the leaf of the plant, the plant should be a better conductor. I should get a reading on the chart. Well, strangely enough, I didn't get this at all, and in fact, it did just the opposite. Instead of tracing, edging upward as it should have on the chart, it went into sort of a wild excitation, very similar to the first part of a human taking a polygraph test. But then it occurred to me, just about 14 minutes along, what would be the real optimum threat to the well-being of a plant. In fact, the imagery of fire entered my mind, and I not only thought, but I fully intended to burn the very leaf that was being tested with a match. Now, I had no matches in the room at the time, and I don't smoke, and I had to go next door to my secretary's area to get a match. But the interesting thing is that right at the split second that imagery of fire entered my mind, the tracing reflecting the changes in the plant just went right off the top of the page. And the only thing that occurred at that time, no lighting of a match, nothing else, merely the imagery of fire. And I must say that as of 14 minutes along in that initial observation on the morning of February 2nd, 1966, my life just hasn't been the same.
That's a federal agent becoming conscious, is what that means. Finding out stuff.
Responding to the initial experience, when a plant apparently read his mind, Baxter works nights on his own in his small laboratory. His goal is to perfect an experiment that will satisfy the rigid criteria of the scientific establishment. Baxter hopes to show that plants react to any termination of life in their immediate environment. During the next 6 hours, at some undetermined moment chosen by a randomizer, these brine shrimp will fall to their deaths in boiling water. By totally automating his equipment, Baxter is determined to eliminate human influence. In another room, completely separate from his laboratory, Baxter has placed a philodendron plant, a polygraph, and a videotape recorder. Carefully, he places a leaf between a pair of electrodes that will monitor the electrical activity of the plant. As he has done during countless police interrogations, Baxter establishes a baseline on his polygraph to get an accurate recording of the reaction of his subjects. The video recorder will tape the details of the experiment in Baxter's absence.
So the reason why you put everything away, like you put away the cat, he doesn't want to be there, is because your magnetic fields, everything can actually manipulate these tests. It's just a lot. There's the variables to properly conduct a test.
For the automation of this experiment to be successful, I have to get a certain distance away from my lab so that my consciousness won't affect the results.
So what does that mean? His consciousness affect his results? Well, we have to jump into advanced physics for this. When you get into quantum physics, the first thing you learn is that every test, go ahead, anybody, scientist, please challenge me. Anybody, come on, let me see all these degrees. Let me shit all over them. I'll be wiping my ass with your degrees by the time we're done with it. Every test ever conducted in science was already predetermined in the outcome when they were deciding it. The person who decided to discover this test said, well, I like apples more than oranges. Let's see if apples have more protein than oranges. So the test was built around the apple being the dominant force. No joke. Hence why I called out in the last video about the water being removed from where it was, and they're wanting to call that a study and a test. It's not accurate. It's a very inaccurate. Y'all were trying to blow it up, make it sound like it was something amazing, when y'all should have just came straight the fuck out and said, you know, we need to bring our lab here and do, this is the only way to get as close to the natural source as possible, is dipping a probe into this water opposed to bottling it, stagnating it, bringing it here. But quantum physics does prove every test in science is not accurate because the test itself is already built around a predetermined factor. Come on, quantum physics. Why would you prove that, disproving all of your science below it? It's kind of like E equals mc squared, E being the equation of light, no mass, void by definition of science, but yet equals mc squared. That means no mass equals mass. That is not only a contradiction, but the word I want to use for it is not on my tongue right now. It is condicotum. What is the word? Oh, it's just fucked. It is foobar. That is a foobar equation. But back to where we were. That's why he said that, because he's a brilliant man and he's advanced. He knows. He knows. What y'all think's gonna happen? Come on. I know y'all already thinking. Y'all already try to formulate. Everybody's like, oh, this is gonna happen. Oh, this is gonna happen. Oh, this is gonna happen. What's gonna happen? Are they gonna spontaneously plant combust? I wish there was some weed plant around here doing that. Just kidding. No, I'm not. I'm not. I really wish I had weed right now. I miss my bud. I was not prepared. It's a pretty elaborate test. He built most of that shit by hand. That's pretty cool. Brain shrimp. Shh. Uh-oh. What is this showing you? This is showing you that brine shrimp are falling into boiling water and dying, and it's making a reaction in the plant. The plant is freaking out. Just like Baxter said earlier when he approached the plant saying, I'm going to catch it on fire, and with that in his hand, the plant went crazy. Are you saying plants can read your thoughts? Holy shit, yes I am, and yes, that's what this is proving. Oh guys, it gets better. Y'all just scratched the surface. See, now shit's looking real, right? Guys, maybe not be crazy. Maybe plants can talk. I mean, they can obviously see, feel, and hear, because being able to do that without eyes, ears, or what? Any other organs external, they're picking up on everything around them. Though. Right? That's just your typical plant growing in a pot. Not what the big bad boy is connected in the ground.
The California dawn often finds cleavage.
To explain what he was talking about when he said all plants connect and talk instantly. Here, this is why. This is how they're able to communicate. Let me go ahead and solve this for you too. This is mychorizal bacteria. Mychorizal bacteria is a symbiotic relationship with all plants. Plants cannot abstract nutrients from the soil, nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus. What happens is endo and ectobacteria break down nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus in soluble form, turning it into an unsoluble, something small in particle, for the plant to absorb. In exchange, the plant gives sugars that it's been creating all day through sunlight and photosynthesis to the bacteria. One can't live without the other. If the plant stops producing sugar, that bacteria dies. Plant doesn't grow, it dies eventually. And vice versa. If they're not able to extract NPK, it can't give more shit to the plant to continue to grow. It can't produce the right enzymes. It's not photosynthesizing the right way. But what science does recognize, since things are just going to be slow and laggy, fungus expert, Paul, whatever, every plant in this world is connected through an internet in the ground called mychorizal bacteria. Long story short, this is proven because you can get plants on one side of the world information and the plants on the other side have it. This is proven by ecosystems. When plants on one side of a rainforest are sick from a disease, it's proven that they can borrow from plants on the other side. Not just information, they borrow enzymes, they borrow pathogens, they borrow all kinds of shit. Crazy how they can physically, without being connected, somehow share and trade all these things. It's amazing. All you have to Google is trees use the internet and the word bacteria behind it, because that's what it is. Or fungus. You can use fungus. This is proven. This isn't nothing that's new or under the sun. Nothing I'm showing you is new. I'm not breaking anything new. I'm not some super genius. I'm not exposing anything. All I'm doing is comparing all these bunch of articles and things I've read it throughout my life that were very intriguing, that never left the back of my mind. So when I brought them up to my modern day learnings and analogies, come to find out they hold water. This shit is not lies, it's not fake, it's not made up. There's integrity behind it. As for the endo and ectobacteria, the best video I could recommend on that comes from, it's called Great White. It's my favorite bacteria to use when I'm growing. Well, that's way off topic. We'll get into that another time. Micronizing bacteria. We're going to get in depth with that. So please, we'll come back to that. I'm not going to forget the internet, how they communicate. But plants not only communicate and see the things happening outside them. As you heard from Baxter, they already communicate with each other spontaneously, instantly. Like a great fucking redwood here can communicate with cherry tree in China instantly if it needs to. No joke. No lag time, no dial up, no fucking lag. So it's just crazy stuff, right? Go research any of it. Your mind's going to be blown.
The California dawn often finds Steve Baxter still at work in a small room behind his laboratory. The results of each night's work must be carefully analyzed and recorded. In spite of his high percentage of successful results, only a few daring individuals from the scientific establishment have come forward with offers to replicate his experiments or test his results. The great majority are content simply to condemn his efforts without taking the trouble to investigate their validity.
On record, scientists do not want to test it to validate the validity. They just don't want to prove what he's already proved. Nobody wants to. They just want to what? Let's go back one more time. How the fuck are you going to put that on record? Openly admitting, hey guy, this guy's right, but nobody wants to look into it and we're not going to. What the fuck is wrong with this world?
The California dawn often finds Steve Baxter still at work in a small room behind his laboratory. The results of each night's work must be carefully analyzed and recorded. In spite of his high percentage of successful results, only a few daring individuals from the scientific establishment have come forward with offers to replicate his experiments.
Only a few with
or test
offers.
His results.
The rest.
The great majority are content simply to condemn his efforts without taking the trouble to investigate their validity.
Without taking the trouble to test the validity. That's the world we live in. That's why when you question your teacher, you're sent to your principal. You question your principal, you're kicked out of school. Question a cop, you go to jail. Question a judge, you're going to go to prison. You're not allowed to ask a question. You better believe, motherfucker. Oh, wait, but I'm showing you other things to believe. Now you have choice.
A few brine shrimp die and the plant feels their death. I think it's the smallness of the event that makes it so significant. It means that even on the lower levels of life, there's a profound consciousness or an awareness that binds all things together.
With that being said, I disagree, Mr. Baxter. You're a brilliant man. Thank you for your studies. But you just called another sentient, another being, another conscious being lower than you. I look at nature and I see the world's greatest lessons. I see the world's greatest teacher. That is not underneath me in any shape, way, and form. I know I'm supposed to be eye to eye with everything here because of who I am and what I'm capable of. But I do always think nature is above me right now. So, with that being said, I disagree with that statement. It's not a lower life form at all. I don't understand why we're all acting surprised that now that we have seen there's consciousness in plants. Oh, wait. We're not even over, guys. Y'all do see there's 15 minutes left. Oh, it's gonna get cray-cray.
Research conducted in the Soviet Union leads scientists to believe that plants may think.
Huh?
Attached to delicate electronic instruments,
And
the
remember,
cabbage plant registers annoyance to the exhaling of tobacco smoke on its leaf surfaces.
so anybody who grows marijuana or any fruit or any tree, they know that if you smoke cigarettes, it's poison. If I smoke a cigarette, like y'all see I smoke, if I smoke a cigarette and then I go outside and I touch a tree, no joke, you can do this. If you smoke cigarettes, smoke your cigarette, and then go out and put your fingers like this on a leaf, just clamp them once, don't break, hurt the leaf, just enough to, put your oils and walk away. The next day, come back and you'll see your fingerprints are on there, brown, and that part of the leaf is dead. Then go wash your hands, and on the leaf right next to it, do it again, and you'll see they don't die. Nicotine's poison. That's why they're reacting this way, especially with things like marijuana plants and stuff like that. The ash gets inside the stigmas, which is the hairs on the back. Those are actually how the plant breathes. It's how it channels air in and out, or carbon dioxide. So it's called. They use them mainly for transpiration, but we're getting in depth about stuff. Just wanted to throw that out there. See, doesn't like it.
A scene familiar in any kitchen takes on special importance in this experiment.
So check this out, a head of cabbage. It's totally disconnected from the plants, right?
Володя, переключи задание по всем параметрам. Тамара, бери препарат. Все готовы? Начинай.
In some mysterious way, the plant which is attached to the instrument is able to feel the mutilation of its comrade.
It's a cabbage. It's a different plant. It feels it being... Look at it. It's scared. It's reacting.
In a more advanced experiment, technicians were asked to
responding.
pass through a laboratory containing 2 living cabbage plants. One of the subjects has been instructed to destroy the plant which is not attached to the electronic instruments.
Hear it? The other plant's going crazy. Now get ready, guys. This is the fucking crazy part.
Hours later, the technicians are asked to return to the scene of the crime. The evidence is clear.
It remembers.
The remaining plant has correctly identified the assailant.
Bring that to a court case. Yeah, you'd be laughed the fuck out and thrown in a straitjacket. It remembered her. It remembered that she was the one who stepped back in the room. You can actually find the advanced data and analysis. This has been recreated several times. Plants always remember. They remember your face, your smell, your frequency, your vibration, who you are.
Молодец. Ты должна быть сердитой.
Please take notice, fellow, if y'all claim to be human. I'm not a human. I'm a monkey. I'm a monk with a key. You can be a human. Go research the legal definition of human, and you will not want to be one either. The following clip shows an intelligent, thinking, speaking cactus plant. What the fuck? Did he just say thinking, speaking? It's almost like everything I was showing you in the beginning where this guy was sounding crazy is almost valid. Hold on. We can't go there just yet. We may hear it speak thanks to a device designed to convert plant electrical energy to sound and vibrations. Way cool. This is actually what I was talking about in the beginning of the video.
During recent years, gardening enthusiasts throughout Japan have been privileged to witness the remarkable demonstrations of Dr. and Mrs. Kenneth Hashimoto.
Why can't I find a wife or a girl that's as crazy as this guy, willing to do tests and studies and this kind of shit with me? Why? Why? Why do I gotta be crazy alone? He got his little plant lover woman who's making the same tests and experiments with him. You lucky dick. I'm just kidding. I'm jealous.
Dr. Hashimoto, Managing Director and Chief of Research for the Fuji Electronic Industries, has constructed special instruments
Wait, isn't Fuji like a Fortune 1000 company?
which translate the electrical output of plants into modulated sounds, giving voice to a cactus. Relying on her affinity for plants, Mrs. Hashimoto looks forward to actual conversation with her cactus.
私が考えるとこっちを怒るんです。
まあ可愛がってるっていうこととね。
Convinced that it possesses an intelligence, she is determined to teach it the Japanese alphabet.
って言ってごらんなさい。おーはおーはそうおーね。そうそうそうなんだ
See, it's not echoing back. That's not a fucking echo. Where's her laugh? Where's the pauses? Where's the... She's saying one word and it's lucky to even catch just the of it. Like the syllable, one of them maybe. So when you... I know what I see.
って言ってごらんなさい。おーはおーはそうおーね。そうそうそうなんだ
Norman Goldstein, a professor of biology and expert in the new science of electrophysiology, agrees to review the results of the experiment, which will determine whether the plant Mimosa pudica actually responds to human emotions.
So me as a traveler, that plant grows everywhere down south. You can use that to tell when rain is coming, what the weather's going to be. You can use that to locate water. This plant is amazing. We're getting too deep, but let's just say when you learn how these things actually communicate what's happening around you, you can learn to read these signs and learn this communication. You learn they're seeing your thoughts. Animals see you as your energy pattern. Why do you think bees and flies and all these things have so many fucking eyes on that one eyeball? They have like 2 big eyeballs with millions of lenses. I can't prove this, but science does admit each lens on the eyes is a little different. They're satellite dishes. Each little lens on that, let's say a bee eye, let's say it has 100 or 1,000 lenses per eye. Each little lens is just capable of picking up a certain frequency. They can see every spectrum, every color, and everything. So do most animals. They just tell us dogs don't have rods. Well, that means they don't see light. Rods and cones see light and dark, not color and not dark. Or not color and not color and not color. They see light and dark. So dogs only see light. Oh my God, that's Kirlian photography. No joke, get into it. Start researching bees. Those things with all those crazy eyes. Mosquitoes, almost anything with, again, the big eyes that are filled with all the weird hexagonal shape. Those hexagons, we're getting really deep, but just understand they see your energy pattern. So if you're always red and orange, they don't want to be around you. Some of the animals that are stuck in their what we call sense bound, that's how they see the world. A dog doesn't just use Kirlian photography, he also uses his sense. What do you think you smell like to him? What do you consume? What's in your body? Are you really natural? Just things to ask. And that's what, again, the questions I asked that led me to my changes. Because again, I've always known about shit like this since I was 13. So yeah, I've always felt crazy. I've always known I can talk to plants. I've always turned to trees. I ground myself on trees, and I have for years. It's just what I do. Like, y'all just... I'll quit talking.
As you can see, we have a normal copper screen and such as that Faraday cage, block out electromagnetic signals, radiations. But in addition to that, we have a plexiglass over here that blocks the wind movements and ion movements and air flows that would, shake the plant, cause abnormal signals. We also have a motion detector in here, which will allow us to look and see whether any external motions or movements have interfered with the experiment, so we can tell when the plant is actually vibrating.
Where's the subject with respect to the cage now?
We're going to seat him, within a few feet of the cage, probably about 5 feet. And he'll be viewing a screen, he'll be watching a stimulus movie that we're providing. And then his emotional responses should carry over into the cage here and affect the plant. That's what we're hoping for.
We're going to be measuring your galvanic skin response, which means your emotional activity.
Okay. Let's hope there is some.
Is that too tight?
No, that's great.
This is going to measure your blood volume. And this will measure the muscle tension in your forehead or the EMG.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Good.
Dude, I can't believe I'm 33 and I've known this stuff for 20 years and I'm just now doing something with it. I've sent this video to tons of people, and even when it was broken up in just 3 separate ones, and nobody ever cared. But see, now it proves so much, now that so many things have come to light. Now people are seeing the... Why are you looking at the tree you're connected to? Why is that? Did it call your attention? So if y'all do stocks or trades, this shit should all look pretty similar to you. And if you did, you would be able to notice things like this. As you see, let's follow it down this line. It also is a high point. But why is it this wide to where this one's thin? This is a higher, like a Charlie or Delta brainwave. And that seems to be matching with that. See, look, I'm even teaching all how to read these things. Plants are on the higher frequency of brainwaves, not the lower. In fact, actually, I'm not going to get into it. So. Oh, my bad. Uh-oh. Dude's getting sexually aroused. Plant's getting sexually aroused. Peep it, Toms. Turn your plants away when you have sex. Put them in the other room. They're watching it. Ooh.
Very convincing. You have to think about that one. Well, let's say that the experiment is quite well done. Then you're claiming that the individual's response is producing some kind of energy display. When you're finished analyzing your data and it supports your contentions, you can imagine what importance this would be. You can imagine it'll change our whole picture of how we relate to plants, that we're interacting with them all the time.
But no, it won't, because they're going to suppress this knowledge and keep it from the public, children, and the futures of the world. And leave you all confused, thinking, oh, I wonder if this world's alive. I wonder if plants are real. I wonder if plants are animals or talk, or if they're nothing. Why am I above everything? That's what you get when you remove this information.
George Lawrence, a Silesian-born...
That's what you get when you remove this information from the public. Ignorance.
Imagine it'll change our whole picture of how we relate to plants, that we're interacting with them all the time.
All the time. You have no choice. They read your
For
thoughts.
6 years, L. George Lawrence, a Silesian-born electronics engineer, has used an abandoned prospector's cave in the California desert as a base of operations for research in a new science called biocommunications.
Bio what?
His purpose in choosing such a remote location was to eliminate man-made electronic interference during a series of remarkable experiments.
I started my work on plants in 1962 while I was an engineer in the aerospace industry. And at that time, it was one of our goals to develop jam-proof missile components. Now, after much experimentation, my attention turned to living plant material, in particular to plant leaves. Plant leaves are able to react to gravitational changes, to temperature changes, to electrostatic fields, and so on, simultaneously. Now, a man-made sensing device cannot do this. So, as time went on, and I experimented with these various plants and plant leaves, I noted very unusual reaction patterns. Now, at that time, I thought that my equipment was defective. It did not occur to me that I was witnessing a profound consciousness in these living plants.
What do you think they're reacting to, guys? It's not over. I was about to say that's not right.
Leaf of the plant, plant should be a better conductor. And I should get a reading on the chart. Well, strangely enough, I didn't get this at all, and in fact, it did just the opposite. Instead of tracing, edging upward as it should have on the chart, it went into sort of the wild excitation, very similar to the first part of a human taking a polygraph test. But then it occurred to me, just about 14 minutes along, what would be the real optimum threat to the well-being of a plant. In fact, the imagery of fire entered my mind, and I not only thought, but I fully intended to burn.
In the course of a career dedicated to investigation for federal and municipal law enforcement agencies, Cleve Baxter has earned a reputation as the world's foremost authority on the polygraph.
Well, as of February 2nd, 1966, I've been in the polygraph field full-time.
Oh, this is repeating the beginning part. 2-2. Oh, that's weird. They put it on a weird loop. Oh, okay. So what had happened was, on this, when they reopened... Oh my goodness. So when it was re-uploaded, it looks like the shitty computer this person was using, they must have been having trouble with it, and
there's no such thing as a
looped
perfect
the video,
writer.
added
This
like, I
is
guess,
why
the
use
first
Grammarly
4 or 5
to
minutes
check
of the
my
next,
If I'm
or
putting
a couple
commas
minutes
in the wrong
of the
places,
same
that
video
can shift.
a second time. That's why it just re-looped. Proof waters. No, no, no. That's a later video. Go away. Go away. So, long story short, where are we going from here? So now you know plants talk. It's possible. It's
From
more
the
than
Pacific
possible.
Ocean, we approach the coast of southern Peru.
Damn you if you don't stop showing my secrets, guys. I'm not doing so hot here right now, am I? Fucking batting like 0. So, whoops. Okay, from there. So we've learned that plants communicate, they talk, they hear you, they fucking see you. Animals have consciousness. When you understand what a plant is, you think it's different than an animal, and you think it's different than you, you are wrong. Science conclude non-human animals are conscious beings. That would be both animals and plants share consciousness in you. Our consciousness. What do you know? We're all connected. By the highest form thing, too. My personal thought and theory, the word spirit was created to cover consciousness. They're the same fucking thing, if you ask me. But we're not going to get too far into that right now. Because spirit doesn't really grow, but your consciousness does. We'll talk about that later. But animals do have consciousness. This is recognized by science, so I don't need to go through and show you the videos of how they talk, this and that. To explain how they proved what consciousness is in animals, I went ahead and pulled up the research, including other people's names, so you can go through with their... Oh, wait, before we do that. Trees. There are two scientists I would like to speak about in particular. One of them is this gentleman right here, Haskell. His name is... George David Haskell. Now, what these people do, this and another scientist, I can't remember the second scientist's name, and I don't have it pulled up, and I really don't want to go searching for it. Y'all can take my word for it, or just Google the same thing you see here. Why fast forward? These people were spending years recording trees, the same trees all over the world, from fucking the rainforest to goddamn Colorado to California. They were going into groups of trees and recording specific trees and groups of trees. They were noticing that, like, every 30 minutes there'd be a low click from each individual tree. And then every hour there'd be a higher tone. And then like every 6 hours there was a big old boom from every tree. No joke, this is no bullshit. So what they did is they spent over a year recording this and then fast forwarded it. They learned that if they played it and fast forward or rewind, they were getting fucking songs. A song from nature that you don't hear. It's just playing so slow and on such an archaic rhythm. It's definitely outside your fast-paced, childish, antic societal behavior. So, of course, you can't really hear it. But, hey, they prove this shit. Look, here you go. You just type in his name on YouTube. Look what we pull up. He's a real guy. He did these tests. You'll find more scientists do this stuff. So plants not only sing all day long, they talk, they communicate. All of this is amazing once you learn that, like, dude, you're nuts. If you don't think they can't hear your thoughts, how about you go share those thoughts with them? How about that? Go up to a tree, put your hand on it, ground yourself to it, and tell it everything wrong with you. I bet you get something different than you've ever had before. But that's just me speculating. Go find out. So, David Haskell and the doctors who are the scientists who studied the sounds and the frequency and vibration coming off of trees, thank you so much. I even had... Here you go. I pulled up one as an example of what Dr. Haskell, right? Is this Haskell? No, this is Barry Krause, a completely different scientist.
Trees also sing. We're recording bats, and we had a little bat detector with us, and the bat detector is not much bigger than this. And what usually happens is bats send out these pings of echolocation to try to locate insects and other things that they're trying to eat, part of their diet. And we were holding this in our hand, listening for these little brown bats we were recording in Utah. And as we got closer to this tree, we didn't hear a ping, but we heard a constant signal, which was very unusual because we didn't know bats did that. Except that when we got close to this cottonwood tree, the signal got stronger, so we figured it was coming from the trunk of the tree. Well, what was happening? Well, we drilled a little tiny hole and inserted a hydrophone, a tiny instrumentation hydrophone into the trunk, and recorded this 70 kilohertz sound, which is 2.5 octaves beyond what humans can hear. When I got back to the studio, I slowed it up by a factor of 7.
Hold on, wait. Did he say that was beyond what we can hear? But we're above them, right? We have higher energies and patterns and higher frequencies because we're so high above them. But yet their stuff is out of our range of sensory. But we're above them. Watch out now.
7. And this is what I got.
Sounds about as natural and native as I've ever heard. Man, that sounds like anything in Peru, Chile, South America, Indians, Aborigines. Oh, wait. You have to step into society before you get that dumb shit.
Dang if that ain't weird. Now, what's happening?
Here, y'all can watch it without my 2 cents, but That's the difference really between music, archaic rhythm, 432 megahertz and 440, which we're going to have a whole video about. Teach you who made it, where it came from, why it's implemented, and what it's doing to your fucking head. What? This guy is crazy. Telling me music's doing shit to my head. Yeah, it's filling me with negative thoughts, poisonous, sick thoughts about murder and all kinds of nasty shit. Did this guy just say that? Fucking sure did. And I'll prove it to you. That's what all this is going to tie
what's
into.
What's happening here? Well, what we think is happening is the cells in the xylem and the phloem of the tree try to maintain osmotic pressure even when there's no rain. And when there's no rain for a period of time, they suck in air.
What? Hold on. So when there's no rain for a long period of time is when a cottonwood starts sucking in air? As your fellow botanists, gentlemen, ladies, and people watching this, plants cannot stop doing what they call transpiration. That's equivalent to you breathing. No joke. They take in a breath all day long, very slowly, and they release it twice a day. Plants take 2 breaths a day. Funny, there's 2 tides a day. There's 2 changes in the archaic rhythm every day. Weird. 2, it's not even a 3 or a 6 or a 9. But that number is shared in a lot of things. Duality, male and female, positive and negative. Wow. Although I don't believe in duality, I believe that there is an idea, but that's a different story and a different video for another time. So the point I'm going to get to is, what the fuck are you talking about, guy? That is not a fact. Stigmas always are open on the back of leaves. It's called foliar feeding if you want to look into it, because by studying foliar feeding, F-O-L-I-A-R, feeding, end quote, to your plant, you will learn that you can always directly inject nutrients that way. You will learn the studies that prove the transpiration and the air processing process of them sucking in through stigmas and through their pores of their actual leaves. That changes because it depends if the plant is wax-based or when you look at a plant, if you flip over the back of the leaf, you'll see there's only 2 types of veins. This is the only 2 types of species of plants. They're either waxy leaves with straight lines, or you have something scattered like crazy like a spider web. One species is the exact same as the other, all the way down to the base. No joke. Tree and shrub. There is no difference.
So what happens is when they suck in too much air, the cells dry up and die. They burst.
So a million, billion, trillion-year-old tree that's been around longer than everything doesn't know how to course correct in nature. Nature built something that doesn't know how to course correct itself or how to repair itself or do something from a regular standpoint. It just decides to degrade and explode. Do you all hear this fucking idiot? Yeah, you did something cool, but you started with an opinion a second ago. Now you're trying to say it's backed up by fact. What is it? Because that sounded like an absolute statement that was, before that was an incorrect statement, where this guy right here wouldn't have been able to easily just stop you, say one sentence, and create a million more questions in other people's head. That's not solid ground you're standing on.
Which is what you're hearing. And they, of course, when the cells die, they cause the rings on the tree. But what happens?
There is no proof that rings on a tree can indicate the age. Do you know why? Think about it. Close your eyes. Who has seen the bark fall off a tree every year? So that one little tiny ring that big is going to tell you a year when it loses that much in bark every year? Something doesn't add up there. It loses more mass than it's adding every year. Who the fuck is lying to me?
What's really neat is that when they die, they also, the tree exudes.
And they've never proven the difference between tree, shrub, and a small plant. Again, they all have rings too, but how come the small ones and the shrubs aren't considered age for their rings, but only a tree? Bullshit, lies, crap, you don't know. Trees are immortal, they live a lot longer than we think, but at the same time, we can't find one older than 200 years old. Please, someone explain that. Explain to me why there's not a tree older than 200 years old. And please bring up the Bodhi tree in India. Please bring up the African smaltly trees, or maybe the topsy trees. Go ahead, anything in Madagascar. Let's bring up stuff in Madagascar. I will school you. Nothing is older than 200 years old here, growing from the ground. Explain that.
Some sap.
Even your redwoods. Find one older than 200 years old. The one I showed you, standing up above everything else, is not older than 200 years old, already on record.
Which draws the insects to the tree, which draws the birds to the tree, and so on and so forth. So it's a whole microhabitat created by sound.
By sound, by the way. That's what he's saying, that because the cell's exploding, it creates all this crap. Not true. So, okay, cool. Sap isn't actually the leftover carbohydrates that weren't properly processed or were overabundance. Okay, cool. His theory completely contradicts that of botany. That's cool. Again, theory. You just got to think about it, guys. Question what people are telling you. Don't believe them. Because when you run all the points I proved or I'm speaking of, I've already went and researched and proved them invalid from his stance. I've already found information that leads me to a higher way of seeing it and explaining it. Why I'm just sitting here tearing it apart. Not really tearing it apart. You'll see I appreciate him coming up with this stuff, but at the same time, I don't appreciate you bringing absolutes later and misdirecting through misinformation. A simple, well, hypothetically, or we think, that's not what was said. He said, well, this is what happens and this is what a tree does. No, it's not. That depends on the tree, the situation, and every freaking variable is completely different in each different scenario. So, no, you don't really know. So, anyways, sorry, guys. That's the rant. Plants do not only hear your thoughts, talk to you, but guess what they fucking else do? They make music that you can listen to. If you don't believe me, bro, we got more coming up. I hope y'all got the name of that gentleman in the channel. This is the name of the other gentleman that you can go research. Again, you have to find their research. I suggest starting with Google because that'll bring you straight to all their written and or authorized stuff, and that should usually lead you to videos if you wanted to do it that way. Scientists record tree sounds. This obviously is something that you can find everywhere. This isn't something that, you know, is hidden. Again, just not taught openly to the public. So this is a video I had pulled up to explain animal consciousness and how we proved it. This isn't the only test, but we've done several tests very similar to this, and it's amazing. Please just listen. I know this video is running way late. That's a hint, kind of why I'm trying to pick up my pace and talk a little faster. This is called the 100 monkey theory. It is not a theory. It's not a theory when it's proven. They seem to label everything theory that's not proven, and then everything that has data and analysis backing it up is also labeled theory. So which one is it? Are theories theories or are theories fact? Because I'm really confused by y'all's societal standards, definitions, and science. It's a redundancy. It's a conundrum. A conundrum was the word I was looking for. And nothing in it makes sense to me. Explain to me how we created the fucking periodic table in a time we couldn't run those tests. Same thing with maps and worlds and world views about it being flat or round. Just none of it makes sense to me. Challenge everything, people.
Sharing a story I have researched on the internet, and that is so fascinating and so inspiring that I just need to share this with you, my friends on YouTube.
It's called the 100 monkey theory. By the way, let me go ahead and bring this up. Let me take it to YouTube, type it in. If we type in 100 monkey theory, you'll see one of the biggest douchebags in the world actually is, oh my God, at the top of this. Now, if you had watched my how to debunk or tell who's a Freemason, 100 monkey theory. This is also why I call myself a monkey. They're some of the most intelligent animals here. Look at there. We just typed in the 100 monkey, and you wouldn't believe who. Right there. Look at this. Of course, douchebag, Freemason. Stay the fuck away from them. They're idiots. They're going to mislead you, lie, and misdirect you. So, don't. Just be wary of who you talk to. David Icke, fuck him. He's a Freemason. Fuck you, David Icke. You're a Freemason. Eat a dick. So, with that being said, be very wary. Why would a Freemason be at the top of this list under this? 7 years ago, 370 views. Let's go to underneath him. That's 3 times more views. Oh, fuck, 4 times more views. Shit, 70 times more views. Fuck, look at that. So why is this fucking Freemason way up here on the list? Explain this to me. YouTube indexing. I've read your indexing sheets. Like, what? That doesn't make sense unless he was purposely placed there. So anyways, douchebag, Freemason, be careful when you're looking into it. That's I just wanted to show you all that because every time I did one of these searches, I have already learned that they've moved all the very important information. You're going to have to go down for hundreds of pages before you find some of these videos. They're not going to be at the top, not even the top 20 or 50. They bury them. Bury this shit. They do not want you to know it. Again, this is a study I've known about since I was an early teenager. Show you some of the book, man. Some of the books I've been reading, they're all over there. Elephants on Acid, just so many books growing up. Like,
Actually, this is an experiment that has happened more than 50 years ago in Japan. 1952.
So there you go. This is another very important scientific study done from Japan from the 50s, by the way, that didn't see the light of day, or it was actually suppressed. So why Mr. Fuji was with this beautiful, sweet, very scientific, smart woman, Fuji, we all know the Fuji company. It is a Fortune 1000 company, and it is owned by the global elitists. Same thing with Sony and every big company. So, is that why we didn't see that information? Was he put there? Did he not? Did he luck out and meet a beautiful woman, and he was just in a position of power? So people are like, hey, bro, silence her. We'll make you number one. Because at the time, Fuji was not that big. Do your research. So, it's just weird. Like, that right there is a coincidence on its own, that such a famous person, backed by so much wealth, was with somebody who was so open-minded and conscious. Or maybe that's how we were at one point. It's business that has changed us. I don't know. Lots of crazy questions. And now you don't want to load. Now you just want to be a bitch. All right, that's cool. You can do that. What is it? I always forget how to spell mychorizal. M-Y-C-O. There's where I messed up. R-R-H-I. What? C-A-E. Alright. Again, Great White's my favorite company. I can explain why, but again, you don't really need it.
A couple of researchers were researching monkeys on a remote island where a tribe of a couple of hundred monkeys were living. And they were providing sweet potatoes to those monkeys. However, as those sweet potatoes always were falling down in the sand, it was just too dirty. So the animals, the apes, didn't like the sweet potatoes covered in sand, obviously. And then one day, one 18-month-old female monkey did start to wash those sweet potatoes in water so it could eat the sweet potatoes, and it tasted great. And then she just did this for a while, and after several weeks, she was teaching how to wash the sweet potatoes to her children and to her sisters and brothers. So slowly, after the period of several weeks, the family of her was picking up on this technique and just discovered a new food source, the sweet potatoes. And so this was happening and continuing. So slowly, more and more apes in that tribe were washing their sweet potatoes so that they had this beautiful new source of food. And then something very magical happened.
It's very close.
I think that this is a perfect synonym for our times and for what I'm doing, and I'm going to share about this, what I mean with that in a second. They don't know the exact number of when this magical thing was happening. However, let's assume on one day it was 99 monkeys washing those sweet potatoes. The next morning they woke up and one monkey more was learning this new technique. And the next morning when they woke up, all monkeys, if this will fucking stop, fell loading on me. We got some shit to close out of. It's because I'm loading too much on this. Alright. Sorry, this video's already ran way over. I know it's long, so I might as well just go ahead and show you all the internet that I speak of, so you'll know I'm not crazy about that either. Which I know I'm not crazy, and I don't really believe any of you think I am, or you wouldn't be watching this shit. We'll come back to all that. I know all this stuff. I know all of it. So why this is fell loading, I do not know. It won't even tell me where we are time-wise. It wasn't ready. Alright. I didn't really review any of those. I was trying to find a good fungus video, but that's later.
Oh my goodness, what a dick move. I'm sorry guys, give me 1 second. We'll get back to where we were. Stop. I think we were way past that.
Sweet potatoes to those monkeys. However, as those sweet potatoes always were falling down in the sand, it was just too dirty. So the animals, the apes, didn't like the sweet potatoes covered in sand, obviously. And then one day, one 18-month-old female monkey did start to wash those sweet potatoes in water, so it could eat the sweet potatoes, and it tasted great. And then she just did this for a while, and after several weeks, she was teaching how to wash the sweet potatoes to her children and to her sisters and brothers. So slowly, after the period of several weeks, the family of her was picking up on this technique and just discovered a new food source, the sweet potatoes. And so this was happening and continuing. So slowly more and more apes in that tribe were washing their sweet potatoes so that they had this beautiful new source of food. And then something very magical happened. And I think that this is a perfect synonym for our times and for what I'm doing. And I'm going to share about this, what I mean with that in a second. They don't know the exact number of, when this magical thing was happening. However, let's assume on one day it was 99 monkeys washing those sweet potatoes. The next morning they woke up and one monkey more was learning this new technique. And the next morning when they woke up, all monkeys, all several hundred monkeys, overnight, in an instant, were washing their potatoes.
When you read the advanced writings and the people who participated in the study and their own personal details, I was able to formulate one thing. It's almost, none of them say this, but what I got from all of it when I did my comparative data and analysis, he's stumped, and he's probably got the same idea I have. It's kind of like once the creator of the original idea, little baby monkey, 18-month-old, said, let's go wash it off, and then she tried to teach others. As soon as one thing outside of her, one monkey that wasn't her, started to do it under their own free will, it's like that information was now accessible by every other monkey in existence. I kind of just spoiled it, but...
Without even having to learn or having to be introduced to that. And this magic doesn't even continue right now. They discovered that this was an island, a remote island, that over the sea, there were other islands with monkey tribes. And they all were washing their sweet potatoes
instantly.
And picked up on this on an energetically mass conscious level of those monkeys.
Mind-blowing how secluded monkeys.
If you kind of extend that, in the physics, it's called the law of the critical mass. If something reaches a critical mass,
which turns into buoyancy, then or law of attraction, then turns into buoyancy, but it's actually mirrored reality. I'll explain that later. I had a video on it that was removed on the other channel. People don't like you telling the truth. Because again, when you see that everything that's happening outside you is a reflection of everything inside, it's a mirrored image. It's mirrored reality. Don't live in duality. You live in a mirrored reality. Don't believe me? You want to seek violence today? Go out looking for violence. I bet you find it. You're going to get your ass whooped, or you might whoop ass. Point being is you're going to find what you look to. You're mirroring your energy. The energy sent out is the energy received. Same word for mirroring. I can say it a million different ways. Mirroring, you're mirroring reality. You mirror your intent. You mirror your energy pattern. You mirror and reflect your emotions. Oh my God! Argue with me. I got just 2 videos now, episode 1 and 2, that prove everything I'm saying.
The whole thing is going to change. I believe, to make a moral of this story, that this is exactly what I'm looking for. And I hope, or I believe, I know that a lot of you watching are on the same quest. What I'm doing with those YouTubes, with my business, with all I'm radiating, what I'm doing, I'm looking for this 100 monkey out there watching this right now.
I'm your monkey!
I believe
I can't believe he said
the
that.
shift in consciousness
Already
that
had
is
it.
proven to be in this experiment can and will happen to us as a human species in general as well.
Right, we're above them, right? So maybe it's happening on the lower levels and trickling down. Or, as I said, if nature was eye to eye with us, maybe it's just the domino effect and we're further down the line. Or if we really are under nature, then maybe it's nature waking up first, and because of what we call the echo effect, domino effect, any of it, it's going to take time to get to us. And again, if you were the higher, stronger energy, you would need a stronger to get it done, to switch that consciousness.
And I'm doing, with all I'm doing, with all I'm radiating, I want to add up and reach more and more monkeys, more and more of my beloved brothers and sisters out there to wake up, to see the love, to see the beauty of life, to see that there's nothing to fear, that all is good, and that we can create paradise here on earth. I know that a lot of you are with me on that thought, and I just want to invite you to understand that you're not alone. There are a lot of people believing in good and in love and in supporting each other and sharing, in that everything will turn out well and good for us.
He's speaking from a point of view that we are all down, bad, and not feeling good. I don't believe in any of that. That is an opinion. That is your perspective. That is how you feel. I think we're all doing great. We live in a place of abundance, and I think we're in heaven. I think the paradise that he's already talking about is already here. With that being said, it does need us to build it, but it's already here. It's right in front of you. You're standing on the board game. You're already playing the game. You're in the game. This is the game. He's talking from an aspect like, well, if the game was like this. No, dude, you're in the game. Again, just how I see it. Not saying he's a bad person or anything. He's great. Look at the stuff and information he brought forward. But at the same time, I mean, the people he's reaching out to by speaking like that is only the people that feel like that. So again, that's an absolute. This place is not like that. That's your perspective. Some people are having such a great day in life, they don't even recognize a single negative thing. And that is a possibility. It's true. It happens everywhere. So again, I just have to give my 2 cents. I want y'all to know who I am, what I'm about, and how I truly am. How I debunk everything. How it doesn't matter what I'm watching, no matter how much I personally want it to be right or wrong, I still question every aspect. I listen for absolutes. I listen for facts turning into opinions and opinions turning into facts. Happens all the time. There's just about no video if y'all don't want to send and submit to me that I will not hesitate to try to throw my best at it. But with that being said, I do turn to outside sources. There's one guy a couple of weeks ago I saw a health video on, and he confused me to the point where I was questioning all my own health stuff all over again. I had to reach out to my boy Corey. Hey Corey, hey, I'm confused. My friend sent me this video, asked me to debunk it, and it caught me up in my own thoughts. And then Corey had to come out and just give me a little nudge, and then I was right back on track, started shitting all over his video. So, which I never ended up making that video and putting it out because I just don't want to war with any other channels. I just sent it privately to a friend. If you do email me and you want something made specifically, I will make a private video and send it to you on the private link. I've done that for a couple of people now, especially my friends, but I would do it for just about anybody. I love sharing. I sit on a boat all day, nothing to do. So.
I'm looking for this 100th monkey out there to finally change the world for better. With that thought, I want to let you, leave you in the night. All my love. I'm going to be back soon with more
tortilla.
Thanks so much.
Do you have a tortilla over there, Bloss?
I don't know where they're at.
What? You had them. Find them. Really? I've asked you to find tortillas and you're going to be rude? Start cussing and being mad? Come on. All you've done is sit there and play video games for 15 hours. What will you be doing at 4 in the morning? Sitting there playing video games. Sorry I asked you for the tortillas you had last. Just want to eat an avocado and a tortilla. It's alright, Pops. I'll find my own. It's okay. I got my corn ones. Bam! Got my cilantro. Got my avocado. And it's snack time. Alright, back to where we were. Final video. Let's get this on. We're almost done, guys. Woo! This is a long one. I know. How fucking mind-fucked are you right now? Is your head blown, or are you just, this guy is fucking crazy? because he's found all this information, applied it to his own theories and theses, and did his own comparison and analysis, and now he's found all these connections, and all he's trying to do is show you what he sees. What's happening here? What's happening? Really? I didn't expect this to be like 12 hours, guys. I'm sorry about that. Oops. I really hope that wasn't a filled bottle of water. Oh, no, that was my bong. Shit. Oh, fuck.
I don't know for those tortillas.
You lost the tortillas, boss.
Yeah.
Watch it. I spilled bong water everywhere. Oh, I hate the smell. Hate that fucking smell. No! I got bong water on my toothbrush. That is trash. Damn it. And I haven't been able to find my green one for like ever. Oh well. I'll go get a toothbrush later. Woo! Yeah, y'all hear my drama? Spilling bongs, getting smelly bong water everywhere. Whoa. That is not... What? So they don't even have their own videos anymore. They changed them. Like literally, they've done so many side-by-side studies and proof of using this bacteria, the added of it, and not. It's always such a huge difference, and it's the roots. It's the roots end up being like 4 to 10 times bigger than what they would be without it. And the roots are where the plants store everything. It's where it's storing all its carbs and everything. Leaves are for storing energy, but that's mainly A and B chlorophyll that to convert to C to D during flowering. Everything stored in the roots is mainly primarily for the plant. Leaves are for later usage and most things. Alright, I really want to show you all this video, but if we can't find it in about 3 minutes, we will be calling it quits. Mychorizal. Oh, fuck. Alright. What was it? Oh man, looky there. Look at that. I wish it would tell me the last time I played this. I wish. Years. I can't believe I just found it like that. This was usually on Great White's webpage for like almost 10 years. You can email them, ask them. I've emailed them before. I can probably pull up the like email from 7 or 8 years ago when I asked them what the video was, where they got it from, and then they sent me the link, and then they put it back on their website for about 5 years, and as I just found out, it wasn't on there. I used to upload this video my own damn self on a different channel forever ago with other ones.
Many experts predict that by the year 2030, the world's population will swell to 8 billion. To meet demand, food production will have to increase. And to make that happen, we'll need to get more nutrients to more crops than ever before. Mychorizal, or fungus root. It's not a fertilizer. Instead, it's a web of microscopic tentacles that help plant roots absorb soil nutrients.
Thank you for looking for the
doing
tortillas.
that for 450 million years, when plants only existed underwater, and the fungi sprouted on what was then barren land. Once it made the evolutionary leap, the fungus spread across the globe, and everywhere it went, plants soon followed. Today,
now you find them too late.
95% of the Earth's undisturbed.
I forgot I had moved the blanket on my legs.
Every time I need something, it's always at your feet. You always drop everything down there. It's all good. No big deal. I've already started making it on my corn tortillas.
Yeah.
Habitat. The habitat that fertilizes itself with recycled organic material provided by the fungus. The fungi work in a symbiotic relationship with the plant root. The fungi receive sugar from the root. In exchange, they absorb and send soil nutrients back for the plant.
What? Hold on, wait. I was told in school that plants do all this on their own.
Those nutrients are depleted. The fungi simply reach further into the soil for more.
The reason we use mychorizal fungus is because the plant roots and the plants, when they go into the local soils around here, the soils have been usually a construction site. They've been devastated. There's no microorganisms. There's no beneficial bacteria in the soils. So we put it in as kind of an...
With that being said, that means there's no minerals, nutrients, or anything else in your soil. That's been covered up. That will be another video. How your foods are depleted of iodine and minerals. I'm going to show you so many cool reports, even cool scientists who were laughed out of science for theorizing that by the 70s and 80s, soil will be depleted of nutrients and iodine. And guess what I can prove to you? It's been depleted for quite some time.
Insurance policy, that's how we started using it.
Although its use is in its early stages, the effect of
all of that will be in health, part of health. That's when it becomes really important.
the mychorizal fungus on crop production looks promising. Independent research shows up to a 20% increase in corn, wheat, vegetable, and fruit yields when farmers combine the fungus with fertilizers.
Avocados, I love them.
And as it did 460 million years ago, it has the potential to help turn vast areas of barren desert into productive croplands. It could be a match made in fertilizer heaven. And as we move deeper into the 21st century, we can be thankful for the soil nutrients that keep us alive.
Cool. So that bacteria or fungus, as you heard, he called it fungus, right? That's how we're going to make this connection. That science will be like, well, we don't know how plants are communicating. We just think it's a fungus of internet. And it's like, bro, you just listen to the words you're using. Plants have internet. Let's try that search. Internet. Oh, back to that same. I couldn't get this to load. Y'all saw that earlier. I had it loading up there for like an hour and it never loaded. Plants communicate using an internet of fungus. So what do y'all think that fungus is? Could it possibly be endo and ectobacteria that I was showing you all about? That stuff called mychorizal bacteria or mychorizal, however you want to pronounce. Whoa, it loaded! It loaded! Let's talk using an internet of fungus. It's an information superhighway that speeds up the interaction between a large, diverse population of individuals. It allows individuals who may be widely separated to communicate. I'm talking about what internet is. So anyways, when we get down here, you'll learn, oh my God, that fungus is mychorizal bacteria. Oh. Try knowing that since you're a teenager and you talk about it and everyone looking at you like you're a fucking wacko. It's not cool, dude. Some people like knew. We felt it. Oh, well, look at that. Avatar being brought into this? It's weird. That almost looks like the tree missing out of the North Pole. Yeah, bro, we're going to get into all of it one day. There ain't no line I'm not going to cross. So anyways, yes, they communicate. Yes, there's internet. Yes, they're conscious. Yes, they think. Yes, they talk. And yes, they hear everything you have to say. Plants are alive, 100%, and they are far beyond our understanding. With that being said, so is water, so is everything else. And that's what we're here to debunk. So welcome to consciousness in plants. And if it's in plants, and as I just quickly showed y'all, it's in animals, well, what the fuck else is there? There's you, plants, and animals. Fish is an animal. Mammals, it don't matter. So what else is there? Consciousness is in everything. Now, with that being said, we haven't talked about crystals, rocks, and gems. That's for a different category. But consciousness is in everything. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or something you'd like to disprove, or something you would like to bring my attention to, I'll have all the information inside my description. Thank y'all for your time, your patience. I hope this wasn't too long, but I really hope it was informative. If there was something I speculated on or spoke about that you need me to give more information and or anything on, touch more bases on, comment, question, or find my Facebook. I'll start adding a link to that here shortly so people can get a hold of me.
You know you like it.
Oh, you tried to, Harvey Dent. My pops just tried to call you out. If y'all have never watched Harvey Dent Return, let me go ahead and pull that. I can't believe you did that, Dad. You can't steal someone's sign off. Fucking Harvey's gonna come over here and whoop your ass. You can get him, Harvey. He said, you know you like it. Did you hear him? Oh shit. Harvey, you're gonna have to throw down with a blind double amputee, man. I can't believe you said that. I'm gonna pull up a Harvey video now just so people can know what the fuck you were talking about. You know you wanna like it. I love it. Harvey, dude, you trip us out. Like no joke, Harvey, man. Between you and Corey, you're like the only two dudes I watch other than the Crow House. And by other than the Crow House, like I'm like fanboy for the Crow House, but you and Corey too. Anytime y'all put up, y'all were having a live stream, I'm always there. I'm always there, whether I'm chatting or not. Some days I'm really talkative, some days I'm just not in a good mood or not wanting to fuck with people, so I don't say a word. But I'm always there. Just about ever I'm always there. Like me and Pops, we spend every day, we'd look forward to you making your videos there, Harvey. Why are you not freaking loading? Bro, this thing is skitzing out on me. Oh, I know I clicked it like 5 times. Oh, sorry. So I got my little cilantro, my avocado, and it's filled with lemon juice. It's running down my hand and arm. Or lime juice, I'm sorry. Let's go to channels. Yay! Don't look at my channel list. A lot of these people have been added recently because I'm going to go through and see which ones I like. Because again, each one had an interesting video that's not normally on my list, which really impressed me to the point where I was like, might want to start looking up these perspectives. Here you go. Harvey keeps getting all of his shit. I made a video on it. They keep canceling him. He's proved so many things from your hidden bank account. He was the lead researcher. Oh my god, please don't be dead. It died. It fucking died. I know it died. Alright, so the computer just shut down and we think it died. Hello? Alright, so it may not be dead. It still says it's recording right here. We're gonna risk it. Gosh, that's gonna be upsetting. Oh, and he's got a new video, I think. No, he doesn't. Alright, let's go shut that door. Mission Impossible today. Crap. Alright, so Harvey can disprove everything. He's a great debunker. That's what caught my attention about him. Fucking hilarious guy. We'll go to this fact finder. Harvey Dent's Return was his last channel that just recently got deleted. Fucking headband. I'm just going to click on the over 40,000 Californians missing. He stepped into exposing
After my motorcycle
Voter fraud.
accident, Kirk Bernard
This
explained
dude is the shit.
unless he
so.
made insurance.
But what my dad's talking about is we watched a lot of his videos.
To Harvey Dent's Fact Find.
So we're just going to show you what my pops is talking about, and then we're done. Y'all can hit stop any moment. This is not of any relevance. But he has a sign off on every.
Might be something you need to put in writing.
Oh, he's good, guys. He's good. He is good. I love the way he investigates. He is. You're the man, Arby. I hope I don't sound like I have a boy
They have
crush
to
on you.
publish these numbers and just to keep, tab. Well, you know this is your job. So, so just the total registered February 10, 2017 versus the total registered January 2nd, 2018. And I know she may throw out the data cleanup thing too, but it does not make sense if the 40,000 registered voters were cleaned up. Well, like you heard the woman say, her supervisor Julia is out today and tomorrow, so we'll see if we hear back from her on Monday. Up until Monday, that should give me plenty of time to start charting or graphing some of these numbers for Santa Clara County alone, and just showing the rise and fall of registered voters right before the polls open. It seems to be a trend.
Fuck!
And
My door wasn't open. I just went to throw my seat out the door and I forgot I closed it. Did you hear that? Dunk, 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 dunk. Now I gotta go fucking clean. Sorry.
yeah, no coincidences here. Well, if you like what I'm doing here, why don't you go ahead and click that like button? You know you want to like it.
You know you
Subscribe,
want to
share,
like
comment,
it.
Dislike. Do
That's what
something.
Pops was saying.
So
Come on,
brothers
Pops.
and
Say it one more
sisters know
time
what
for
you're
everybody
about
before we go.
You know you want to like it.
Oh, Harvey, jacked, bro. You can sue Bloss later. His name is Bloss Gonzalez. He's my Pops. Just kidding.